Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and this week I decided to make some much needed storage. I got a new set of dies called Paper Florist, and I had great fun cutting them out. There's 2 layers of dies in there for all sorts of flowers. So what am I going to do with all these? Because I wanted to cut a big bunch and have them just in white so that I could colour them up, or maybe a box full of coloured ones or whatever, you know. So I thought I'd make a wee divided box for each of the flowers, so I can put these here, the longer ones here, and some made up ones that I did out of Famarian recently for a video. The leaves in here, the wee small flowers in here, like the dies are just lovely. These are all the wee centre parts, so I've them all divided out and ready to go, which just suits my needs. So I thought I'd make show you how I made the wee box. So I even labelled it Paper Flowers, decorated on the top with some of the leaves and flowers, just so that I know exactly what it is. I'll make a couple of these, I think, for some of my other days that I have. There's a couple of standalone days that I want to store stuff in, and it'll just be handy. So it's a nice wee size, and I thought maybe you'd be interested in seeing it. So it suits your Paper Florist days perfectly. I used the alpha-based stamp set and the wee punch that goes with it to do these, so that already done to save time. You're also going to need to make it get all this over. You need your wording. If you want to put the name in the box, you don't have to. It's just going to be me because I want to make a few different ones. I'm using Bubble Bath ink colour to colour the wee flower up. Just one of these for the centre of the flower, and then to make your actual box, I'm using retired papers, so it's a good way of getting rid of your papers, but any 6 by 6 inch papers will do, or 12 by 12, it's up to yourself. You need a piece of white card, 11 inches by 8 inches. You need 3 sheets of DSP. Doesn't matter if it's double-sided or it's matching or whatever, just use up all your old stuff. And they need to be 5 6/8 by 3 6/8, 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, whatever way you work. You need some card for your dividers. So you need 2 pieces, the bigger one. It needs to be 5 7/8. It's to fit across 6 inches, so you just want it slightly smaller than the 6 inches by 2.5 inches deep. And then you need 2 of the smaller ones for going this way, and they need to be 3 7/8 by 2.5 inches. So you need 2 of each. And then you're going to need the wee bits of DSP to decorate below in the box. I think it makes it easier to see your, I could actually zoom out a bit, I'm nearly on top of you here. It makes it easier to see if you're doing it in white, you know, if you put white into a white box, you're not going to see what you're looking for. So I thought that would just make it easier. So make those 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and you need 6 of them. So we'll start off with this and do a bit of scoring. The box itself is pretty simple. So you want to score it on the 8 inch side at 1 inch and 7 inches. Then spin it round and score it at, just make sure you're well butted up there, 1 inch, 5 inches, 6 inches, and 10 inches. And that's your box sorted. So we're going to do our dividers while we're here. So take your what is this one? 5 7/8 by 2.5. Take it and score it at, where are we scoring you at? I think we just score it this way, don't we? 1/4 inch. So you're just having a wee, just make sure that's butted right up, because you need that 1/4 inch the whole way down. And then you need to go 1 1/4. And then you need to go 2 1/4. So we'll do that again. This is your longest one. Go into 1/4 inch, 1 1/4, 2 1/4. And then for the smaller ones, you need to go in at, where are you? 1/4 of an inch. We always need that 1/4 of an inch. Whoops, at either side. That's not good, isn't it? So 1/4 of an inch, 1 1/4. It's just the same, isn't it? Yeah. 1 1/4 and 2 1/4. So they're both the same depth, so of course it would be the same. I made this box a couple of days ago and I really need to do my videos right away, but I didn't get a chance. 1/4, 1 1/4 and 2 1/4. And that's all those done. So we'll do a bit of cutting on our box to start us off. So we're cutting up these, the 2 centre ones. Can you see that at all? I wonder if that light better out. Does that help? I don't know what shape this table is today. I'm all over the show. Trying to bring you down as much as possible and straighten this, eat it up. I don't know what it's doing. Look away if it's making you dizzy. Just seems so crooked or something, doesn't it, today? It's driving me crazy. Right, that'll have to do. You'll just have to slim it with me and hope you can see it. Right, okay, the 2 centre ones, we're going to cut into those. So just cut up. I'm sure I've made this box. I have made this box loads of times. Cut that in a wee tiny bit. Same here, cut up straight at the score line and then just cut in. And we're going to do the same down here. We'll keep all the cutting to the one side, up to the score line and slice it in a wee bit. Same at this side, cut your score line and slice it in a wee bit. So just flip that round and repeat the same cuts at this side. So we're all out of shape again. Goodness sake. I think every time I move my chair I'm knocking this helter-skelter. We'll see. Deadly, isn't it? I really want to go up a wee bit. Get me out of this light. I think that's it now, is it? Oh, have to do. Right, we're going to do some scoring just to sort the box shape out. So just do all your lines that's been scored. And it just gives you that nice little basic box shape. So when you've that done, you've the basic shape of your box made, and decide which way is going to be your front, your closure, you know. So this will close all down top of this. So I want a wee lip here for making it easier just for me to open it. So I'm just going in with whatever size circle punch you have. Whoops. Go into the center. Oh, you can just eyeball it or just go mad and measure it. Just a wee lip. And then we're going to stick our DSP on while we're nice and flat. So decide which ones you're going to have where, and I'm going to go with the dark dotty one at the front here. And then I'm putting one of those on the inside. think I've cut 3 of those now. Only need 2. You can put one on the bottom if you really want to use up your DSP. I had planned to put a flat one on the inside, that's what it was. And then when I was putting the dividers in, you could actually see the whites of the dividers, and I didn't like it. It was real grubby looking. So that's why I decided to cut the small squares. And you'll see what I mean shortly. So that one will go there. That's your lid. This will be the inside. I'm going to go with this wee one here. It's a wee bit lighter in colour, but these are old retired papers. I'll just tell you in a second what they are. I'm sure some of you have them. You never get the chance to use up all your DSP, so it's nice to be able to dip back in and find a use for it rather than it just laying there. So that'll make my inside lid nice and tidy. So, same in here. I had made this extra sheet here to go under this, but as I say, when you'll see when I'm putting these dividers in that it just doesn't look nice. And it's only looks, nothing else. So we'll just ignore that bit and we'll put it back. These are actually the Regals 6x6" papers. I'm not sure what year they were. Could be last year or the year before, one or the other. It might have been last year. But it's nice to get them used up. So now we want to make up our box, and we're just going to simply put glue on all our tabs. I'm using good old Tomboy glue to make sure that it sticks well. I don't want it falling apart in a week. So just pop glue on all of those. And then just join it up like you would. This is your lid, so the base is down here. So you need this to be nice and square. So just make sure you're getting your corners where they should be. Oops. It's nice and square. Make sure it's nice. Rub your finger. If you don't feel it nice, fix it as quick as possible. And if you set this down, whoops, careful of your glue, you'll be able to form that one and stick it nicely where it should be, and that gives you nice corners, finishes it for you without you having to worry too much. So that should be your box nicely made. Just let it sit there till it dries off. And we're going to make the frames for inside, or the dividers. So you have a center score line there. This one, that's going to be folded like so. These are going to be folded up. So start with your center one. Give it a good burnish. Now you can actually glue in here now if you want. There's no real cause for it, but if you prefer it to be even sturdier, you can do that. So score those wee 1/4" ones. They're not that easy to get in a straight line because they're so small, so just take a wee bit of time with it. And you're left with this kind of shape here. Alright, so do that to the other one. So you have 2 of those now. That's your 2 long dividers. At this stage you can check that they're going to fit. Yep, mine's down nicely, so that allows that to sit in nicely for me. So you want to do the same scoring to your other 2. Score in half and then push those up the way and give them a good burnish. Right, so stupidly I told you to do 2 of these. You only need 1. My mistake. I was making ahead of myself. I was making another few boxes, so I was cutting loads of it, and I cut, told you too many. So you do need 1 long one, which is 5 7/8 by 2.5, and you need 2 short ones, which are 3 7/8 by 2.5. So just 3 pieces. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so you need to go to this one, and if you get your scoreboard, a ruler, whatever's handy for you, I'm going to use the wee rulers down here, and I'm going to center it in so that it's not fully at the inches, and mark it at 2 inches in. So it's about there, and 2 inches in this way, which is there. And get your small ones, push this end in, the fold end, and you know it's in between 0 and 4, and we're going to score it at, or cut it, sorry, at 2 inches. So just mark it at 2 inches, and the same with this one. Again, center it between 0 and 4 and mark it at 2 inches, just a wee tip. So get your scissors, and we're going to cut this one. We're going to cut it down about just a snip, about halfway down. You can cut it more later if you need to. And this one we're going to cut up the waist through that bulk. Right, so cut these ones down, as I said, to the top of your rim. I'd only cut them a wee bit, and when you straighten it up, you want to bring it down to the top of your wee rim there. So you have that one sitting. These ones are cut to about the same length you've left there from the bottom up this time, so they're going to slot in. A wee bit awkward at the start, but it should go in okay for you. And just straighten them up and push them all so they're going down, so that you've got that shape. And you want to do the same to this side. Just spread it out a wee bit, gives you a bit of working room. Open it, slip it in, and then line your pieces up again. And there's your nice shape. So we're actually going to put glue on these. Oh, I'm not going to that film. Right, this is what you're left with, as I said. We're going to put glue on all these seams. So just to recap, you need 1 long one and you need 2 small ones. Do all your creases and then cut your, get this one out again to show you. Cut your small one up to about 1/4 of an inch from the top. It's flashing like Flash Harry. So you can say I've cut it to here, and you want to leave that wee gap. On the long one, you're cutting down to where your fold, 1/4 of an inch down, and leaving 1/4 of an inch not cut. Okay, so you have 2 slits, one at 2 inches, one at 4 inches, and this one is at 2 inches in the center. Leave 1/4 of an inch at the large fold, leave 1/4 of an inch at the bottom, and that should create these slots for you. Slot them in gently, play about till you're happy that they're nice and straight, and then flip them over, and we're going to put glue on all of these flat pieces. So that should hold them in place for you, and then we can cover the white up with our bits of paper. So many times I've had to stop this video this morning. I'm all over the show. And it's just my husband getting ready to go out to golf. I swear he'd think he was packing to go on a holiday. And he does this every week. The excitement of it all, huh? So glue on all those wee 1/4 inch folds. And you can see where I said you could put glue inside, but once you put that down and squeeze these all together, it'll be all held anyway, so don't waste your glue. So hopefully this will fit inside our box nice and neat. So just slot it in, make sure you're happy with where everything is, and press them down. Press those wee folds. At this stage you can use that to straighten you up where your bits and pieces should go. You want your lines as straight as possible, like it's not going to be perfectly straight, but it should give you a nice wee divide, and that is what we're after. So I'm happy enough with that. It looks pretty cool, and we're going to stick our wee papers in now and cover that up. So you can either go that way, or I like a block to design, a good deep dark block at the back, and I'm just going to go with my other glue so that I can move it about when it's down there. So these should be cut, and just make sure there's nothing popping up. Make sure it'll stick in well. Pop that in, and then because you've used the other glue, you can move it about to where you're happy, and that covers all those wee seams. So just pop all those inside. So that is all the insides nicely done. You have a nice wee box there with all the divides, and I have measured everything before I decided on measuring, just because I wanted to make sure that the big leaves would all fit in, that the biggest flowers would all fit in. You know, you have plenty of room. Even these wee ones are quite long. These are lovely, like they come in 2 pieces, so you can change the colour. You can't even see that colour. It is pink, bubble bath pink. It's beautiful, love it. So that's why I made those particular measurements. So if you have different things, smaller things, just see what size of a square you need and work it out from there. So I'm going to use 2 of these flowers, the larger one and the smaller one that come from, where are you? I don't know where my days have gone. What did I do with you? I don't know. So you need 2 of those, and you need 2 of the longer leaves. And I've just cut them out in white, and that's to decorate the top of my box. We're getting such a bit of light through here. The sunshine has come out again, which is unusual for here because we've had very little of it. But there's my dies. So this particular one here cuts for 2 of each size, and I'm going to use this one and this one. And the other wee one inside gives you all these gorgeous leaves. This is a standalone die. There's no stamp sets goes with it. You've got 3 different types of leaves. You've got the wee flowers, as I said, and the wee tops for it, so it means you can cut them in any colour. You can cut these in green or whatever. You've got all these inside. You've got this lovely flower here. I don't know if I've one made up or not. Yeah, there's it there. It's a bad colour mix, but this was made out of Fomarian, or foam, what do you call that, silk foam stuff, which I melted just with the heat gun. So I like it, but I don't like it, you know what I mean? It's an off colour. It's a different colour from my white. Also, it used the same colour of ink, but it completely changed with the heat. So, but it does make lovely wee rosebuds and all when you do it with the Fomarian. So give it a wee go if you get this set at all. You can have good fun with it and really experiment. So anyway, that's all those lovely things you get, and that's that particular flower there with the wee slits and they cross over, and there's so much to play with, you know. So let's get on with it. So that's for the inside ready to store, and the box is all set up now, and we want to do a wee bit of inking for the flower. So I'm just going to ink both of them and then curl them. And as I said, I'm using the bubble bath because I just got it recently, and in fact, you know something, I'm not going to use the bubble bath this time because This wee colour here matches it, so I'm going to go with it. Blackberry Bliss. If I can find the right brush. I'll just go with my pink one anyway. This is an old pad. I'd need to update that. It's pretty inky, mind you, for an old pad, isn't it? So I'll not go overboard. Just a wee bit of ink in the centre of those. Get this out of my way. And then we're going to curl them. You can use your scissors or your bone folder just to give them a wee bit of course I get covered in ink again. And to get a wee bit of extra shape, I use the hard foam mat and my ball tool. Just going to set that in there and just give it a wee shape in the centre. Oops, same with this one. It just automatically curls them up and gives you a nice wee shape. So put a wee blob of glue in there. Goodness, that feels like it's leaking or something. It's probably off my other glue, isn't it? Now I'm in a right mess. Set this so that it's sitting. Use your ball tool to give it a wee press. And you want to add a nice wee gem to finish it off. And I'm just using these 2224 in colour gems, or pearls, sorry. I think this colour's fine for it, isn't it? You could use one of the wee insides that you cut out earlier. Oh, you can wait. Can't be bothered. So you now have your nice wee flower to sit here. It sort of matches in. And you want to put your leaves under here, but I'm going to raise this up just slightly. And that gives me a wee bit of playroom for the leaves. So just center that. I'm going to go this way, just in the middle. Does that look in the middle? Have to be now. The leaves, they've got like wee, it's a terrible camera. They've got wee lines. See the wee lines? There's just about zooming in these wee lines here. If you fold those, just give them a wee pinch on each leaf, it gives it another wee bit of shape. You could go in with your green ink if you wanted green leaves. I just like the freshness of the white. So that will sit here, and just do the same with that one. Just pinch where that wee bit of perforation is, and it just gives them a lovely wee shape. You don't have to, you can leave them. Either way, they'll be nice, you know. God, this light is mustard today. It's like Flash Harry going on here. So I'm just scooping that up a wee bit. I'm going to put a wee tiny bit of glue along here. Not the whole way. Just along, say, half of your leaf. And pop it in where you want it to go. Same on the other side. Pop it in. And that'll allow you to lift those pieces. So now we're ready to put our title on. I've all these cut out. Kept in another wee storage box. So it's paper, one paper. I've all these stamped, as I said, out of the Alphabet set and punched. You can get the wee frames and everything, so it's really nice. So P, we're all over the show here. P, E, and an R. Everything's sticking to me as usual. So we want to P-I-P-E-R, so we know the P goes in the centre. So that will be your starting point to get your words in the right place. So keep it up the top because you have the next wording to go as well. And just work your way across. I'm just keeping them close together and kind of using that line. I need to bring it closer to them because it's too far away. I know the P's a bit mad looking the way it sits down, but it doesn't bother me at all. P-I-P. A-R. It means no pulling your box apart. Oh, what is in here? You have it all labelled and all. So florist goes underneath, and we know the R goes in the centre. So again, just put your R under that P. And then just continue spelling florist out across it. And there we have two nice boxes. You could go different. I have a couple of days there, like the, where are you? My goodness, it's the only one I can't find. And there you are there. Timeless arrangements, Nick. Look at all the bits in that. You know, I don't know if it'll fit in the same size of box, but we'll give it a go. No, so at this stage I could change that to 4. So that I have 4 bigger boxes, which would allow me to put those. So I might do that for the next 3 box that I make. So I can fit all these things in white and then have them ready and just colour them in, dye them up, or, you know, ink them up, I mean, to whatever colour suits my project. So you've always got a load of your nice wee bits and pieces on hand. Without having to put them in envelopes and store them somewhere else, at least you have lovely wee boxes sitting. Oh, that's paper flowers. Off you go and lift it. So for me, it works. It'll save me a bit of time, and I'll enjoy filling it up on days where I'm not too busy. So I hope that helped you. I'll have everything listed down below and the measurements. A link to my blog for the measurements. Actually, I don't usually put them on YouTube because they kind of get lost. So there will be all measurements here. Click the link to my blog and you'll see everything there. And I hope you give it a wee go, and hopefully come over to Create with Pinky over on Facebook and share whatever you make. It doesn't have to be Stampin' Up stuff, just whatever you've used. If you've followed one of the projects, come over and share it with us. And I wanted to show you one of the projects that I made recently using these. And there you can see those lovely wee flowers, and they're so pretty. It is really nice, and that bubble bath is so cute. But I'd be able to make a load of these cards if I needed to for a baby shower or wherever, and I'd have all the things ready, just ink them up and away I go. So thanks for watching now, and remember to hit the subscribe button. It helps keep me up there so people actually see me, which is really a struggle on YouTube. So I appreciate anybody that hits the subscribe button, and I'll catch you all again next week. Bye.